Have you ever won an argument and lost a friend? You laid out the logic. You presented the facts. You were right. And yet something died in the space between you. A door closed, and you were left standing on the outside, holding your victory like a trophy made of ice, slowly melting in your hands. This is the mystery we need to sit with. Because logic persuades the mind. But the mind is not the thing that moves. The mind is the passenger. The driver is something older, something hotter, something that doesn't speak in words. Your heart does not beat because you tell it to. Your breath does not wait for permission. And your decisions, your deepest, most defining choices, are made long before your conscious thoughts catch up. They are made in the body, in the gut, in the sudden expansion of the chest or the cold tightening of the throat. Emotion is the real currency, and you have been spending it your whole life without ever checking the balance. Let's look at the mechanism. It's called emotional resonance, the idea that feelings are contagious, that they move between people like viruses, faster than thought, below the radar of awareness. You felt this. You walk into a room where two people have just been fighting. You don't know what happened. You weren't there. But the air is thick, your shoulders tighten, you speak more carefully. The emotion was there before you arrived, and now it's inside you. This is not metaphor, this is biology. Mirror neurons firing, vagus nerve responding. Your body syncing with the bodies around you, preparing you for threats you haven't seen, aligning you with alliances you haven't chosen. Now consider the last time someone really persuaded you, not convinced you, persuaded you. When did you change not just your mind, but your direction? Was it because they presented a spreadsheet? Or was it because they made you feel something? Hope, fear, belonging, outrage. There's a reason political rallies use music and flags and chant. There's a reason advertisements show families laughing, not factory specifications. There's a reason the most dangerous people in history spoke in rhythms, not bullet points. They understood something that the logical mind refuses to admit. You will burn down your own house for a feeling. Think about a simple interaction. You're at a restaurant. The waiter is busy, stressed. He brings your food without eye contact, drops the check, disappears. The food is fine, but you leave feeling vaguely dissatisfied. You might say the service was poor, but what really happened? You were not seen. You were not acknowledged. You were a transaction. Now imagine a different waiter. Same food, same restaurant, but this one pauses, makes eye contact, smiles like he means it, asks about your day and actually waits for the answer. You leave feeling fed in a way that has nothing to do with the meal. You tip more. You come back, you tell your friends. Nothing logical changed. The food was identical. The price was identical. But the feeling was different, and the feeling is the currency. This is where the internal conflict sharp, because if emotion is the real currency, then anyone who can create emotion controls the economy. And the question becomes, are you the one feeling your feelings, or are you just renting them from whoever spoke last? The dark truth is this: emotions can be manufactured. They can be triggered on demand. Not just by artists and storytellers, but by manipulators, by people who have studied the levers, by algorithms designed to keep you scrolling in a state of low-grade outrage, because outrage is sticky, because fear keeps you watching, because hope keeps you clicking. There is a reason the news leads with what you should be afraid of, not what you should be grateful for. Fear is a fast emotion. It bypasses the cortex and goes straight to the amygdala. It narrows your focus. It makes you reach for certainty, for simple answers, for someone who seems strong. Fear is a shortcut to compliance. And hope. Hope is the most expensive emotion of all. Because once someone gives you hope, you will follow them anywhere. You will give them your time, your money, your loyalty. You will believe things that aren't true because they feel true. Because the feeling of hope is so warm, so expansive, so much better than the cold weight of despair, that you will protect it at all costs, even from facts. Let me tell you a story, a real one. There was a study. Participants were asked to evaluate 2 job candidates, same qualifications, same experience, same interview answers. But one candidate spoke in a flat, monotone voice. The other spoke with vocal variety, with pauses, with warmth. The one with emotional expression was rated not just more likable, but more competent, more intelligent, more hireable. Nothing changed but the music of the voice, the feeling of the person, and that feeling became a fact in the minds of the evaluators. They didn't know why they preferred one over the other. They invented reasons. She seemed more confident. He had better eye contact. But the real reason was below thought. It was in the body. It was resonance. This is the emotional spike. The moment you realize how many of your judgments are just feelings wearing a mask of reason. That person you distrust. Why? Did they wrong you, or did they just remind you of someone who did? That product you love. Is it actually better, or did the commercial make you cry? That belief you would die for. Did you choose it, or did it choose you? Through the warm embrace of a community that made you feel like you belonged for the first time. The scariest part is not that you can be manipulated by emotion. The scariest part is that you want to be. Because emotion is connection. Emotion is meaning. A life without feeling is a life not worth living. So you open the door, you let the feeling in, and once it's inside, it redecorates. It moves the furniture of your mind. It changes what you see and how you see it. And here's the surprising insight. People do not want to be correct. They want to be understood. They will abandon a true belief if holding it makes them feel isolated. They will adopt a false one if it makes them feel held. This is why cults work. This is why bad relationships persist. This is why nations go to war. Not because of logic, because of longing. Think about your own life. Think about the last time you changed your mind about something important. Not because you were forced, but because you were moved. What moved you? Was it a fact you hadn't considered? Or was it a person who made you feel safe enough to reconsider? Was it the data or was it the relationship? There is a reason that in every negotiation, every therapy session, every deep conversation, the first step is not argument. It is rapport. It is mirroring. It is making the other person feel that you are on their side. Because until they feel that your words are just noise, but once they feel it, once the emotional door is open, you can walk through together. This is the reframe, the twist, the thing that separates ethical influence from manipulation. You can use emotion to trigger fear and offer yourself as the protector, to manufacture hope and sell yourself as the answer. This is the path of the predator. Or you can use emotion to give, to create safety so someone can face a hard truth, to offer understanding so someone can lower their armor, to feel with someone, not just at them. This is the path of the healer, the teacher, the friend. The mechanism is the same. The intention is everything. So here you are, sitting with this knowledge, knowing that your feelings are not just yours, knowing that they travel, that they infect, that they can be seeded and grown like gardens in someone else's chest. The question is not whether you will use this knowledge. You already do. Every time you comfort a crying child, every time you share a laugh with a stranger, every time you tell a story that makes someone feel less alone, you are already an emotional architect. The question is whether you will build prisons or windows, the open loop from the beginning. The mystery of why winning an argument can lose a friend. The answer is simple and devastating. You were speaking to their mind, but their body was begging for something else. They didn't need to be corrected. They needed to be seen. They needed to feel that their experience was valid, even if their conclusion was wrong. They needed connection more than they needed accuracy. And when you offered facts instead of feeling, you starved them. You left them colder than before you arrived, and they will not return to a place where they were made to feel small, even if you were right. The final reveal is this. People will forget what you said. They will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. This is not a platitude. This is a description of how memory works. Emotions are encoded deeper, stored in more places, retrieved more easily than facts. Your words are written in sand. Your emotional impact is carved in stone. So if you want to influence ethically, you must first learn to feel. Truly feel, not perform feeling. Not fake it for results, but actually open yourself to the emotional reality of another person. Because the most persuasive people in the world are not the ones who talk the most. They are the ones who listen like it matters, who make you feel that in their presence, you are real, you are seen, you matter. And that feeling, that deep, ancient human hunger for connection, is the most powerful force in the universe. But there is a shadow side, a deeper layer, a question that should unsettle you. If empathy can heal, if understanding can open doors, what happens when someone learns to perform those things without feeling them? What happens when empathy becomes a weapon? When someone mirrors you not to connect but to capture, when the warmth you feel is not a gift but a trap. Before you close this video, ask yourself something uncomfortable. If influence is happening around you every day, how many of your decisions were truly yours? And here's the part most people never realize. The most powerful persuasion doesn't look like persuasion at all. If you felt even a slight shift in how you see your own mind, subscribe now. Like this video if you want more psychological depth like this. Comment the word aware if you're starting to notice the patterns. And share this with someone who thinks they can't be influenced. I'll see you in the next layer.